Welcome back to another episode of MotoGP Mac, and today we're going to talk about Alex Rins signing for Honda. Now, I know this is not up-to-date news, but what I want to talk about is his reasonings, which he only talked about last week in a podcast. And, you know, he was in advanced stages with Suzuki of his contract renegotiations, and everything was moving fine and they were all happy. And then the announcement came that Suzuki were pulling out, and it made him quite afraid of what was going to happen for his future. He does realise that he's not a young person anymore, or a rookie. So he was looking for a certain level of machinery that would make sure that it keeps his interest alive within MotoGP. And they were talking to three teams realistically. They were talking to Honda and LCR. They were talking to KTM, and they were also talking to Gresini. Now, I think KTM fell away quite quickly, to be very, very honest, and I don't think Joe, the KTM bike would have realistically suited Rins at all. However, you know, with LCR and Gresini, I do believe they got into fairly advanced stages of those contract negotiations quite early. And with Gresini, the main reason that Rins didn't sign the contract to go with Gresini was that they could not give him official factory equipment. It would have been a 2-year contract on a year-old bike. And, you know, he just thought at this stage of his career, you know, he wanted to be more involved in the bike development and have official factory equipment and status within the team. And that's where LCR and Honda, where the agreement came in, is that he has a Honda contract within the LCR team, full factory equipment, and also he does get input into his bike development and etc. And I suppose, look, that is really, really important to him. But for myself, when I kind of looked at it, the question that kind of keeps coming up in my mind is that if you were a rider and you saw Honda's poor performance this year, you know, he is at the later end of his career. He's not nearly out, but, you know, he does need a couple of good seasons and a couple of good results to make sure that he's going to get signed again. So would you take a sorted Ducati for 2 years, or would you go on the Honda that's not been performing for a few years properly and risk ending your career early? And that question still answers, and he has been answering that question. Well, I won't say answering that question, but like, he's gone into this saying, you know, I know the problems with Honda. I know the previous riders that tried to take on the Honda, like Lorenzo and Polo Espargaro, and, you know, they haven't really gelled with it and got on with it. He's like, I'm not going into this with rose-tinted glasses. I know there are problems there, and I'm looking to hopefully have an input into solving those problems. But I do think it's quite a massive risk for him, do you know what I mean? Because if it doesn't come on, or if he doesn't bounce back, or if Honda make another pig of a bike, then, you know, I think it could be very career damaging for him. But I'd love to know what you think. Would you take a sorted Ducati for 2 years, or stick with a works Honda and maybe possibility end your career? I know what I would do, but I'd definitely love if you would leave your comments below, or your thoughts below, and I will be back again tomorrow with another video. I just want to take a minute to also thank you for watching my videos and the support that you've shown so far. If you haven't subscribed already and you would like to subscribe, it would mean an awful lot to me if you did. I'm starting this channel realistically so that we can all enjoy MotoGP together, with the aim of streaming a live video when the GP races are on.